Okay. It's currently 11:09. Hi. Uh, my name is Goddess of Kink. Usually I talk about a whole bunch of nonsense, but tonight I'm going to take a more serious approach on things. So, the month of September is Suicide Prevention Month. So, I'll be hitting a lot of points on that topic to bring more awareness to the subject, to have an honest conversation about it. Because in a lot of communities, mental health is not talked about, suicide is not talked about. People find it like, oh, they find like, they just don't want to talk about it. They just come up with an excuse not to talk about it. They know the signs, they know people that are dealing with it. Um, but I'm going to touch based on it, and I am going to be open and honest, and I want my viewers to be open and honest with me, and I'll be telling my stories. I want to hear from you guys, whether it be personal or someone you know. Let's bring this subject to the forefront and let people know that there are others out there that are dealing with the issue, and you're not alone, and it's okay not to be okay. Mental health and the struggle with mental health is an uphill battle, especially among men. Some men just don't talk about it because they're, I wouldn't say programmed, but raised to talking about your emotions or talking about your feelings is not manly. But I'm telling you that it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to cry. It's okay to let someone know you're hurting. You should never have to struggle with mental health or struggle with the thought of suicide alone. There are people out there that are willing to listen. I'm willing to listen. I talk about it advocacy in my books. I have a mental health journal out on Amazon for people to just write in to write their stories. Um, that's currently my 4-year-old. Her name is Stormy. Um, but as a mom, I always here to listen to all my kids and their struggles because I want them to be heard. I want them to be seen. I want them to know that it's okay not to be okay. I want them to know that there's a light at the end of this tunnel. There always will be a light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people don't see the light. Sometimes people feel like suicide will bring them peace. And sometimes for them, it might just, but for the people that they leave behind, we're left with a lot of questions. We're left with a lot of what ifs. Did I notice it? Could I have stopped it? And sometimes you can honestly try your best or have those open-ended conversations to let them know that they're not alone. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. People with the biggest smiles hide the most pain. The friends that's always laughing and giggling hide the most. And I'm one of those friends that laugh and giggle a lot. And I do struggle with depression. I do struggle with anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD. And sometimes I go quiet. Sometimes I retreat into my own little shell, my own little bubble. Um, but I just, hi. Um, but someone told me that they're always there to listen, always there to have an open ear. And I appreciate to anybody that's in my corner that's willing to listen to me ramble sometimes, or the people that notice when I'm too quiet or when something is off. Um, you know, it's very, very,
Naughty, naughty.
very, very
Naughty, naughty.
taboo subjects.
Naughty, naughty.
Um, so, oh my glasses are foggy as hell.
Naughty, naughty.
So I will be talking about different like different signs, but you can't always. The signs are always different from everybody.
Naughty, 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 naughty.
One thing I would say is about the ABC model. The ABC model of crisis intervention is basically to help in many ways. The A means developing and maintaining rapport. The B is helping the individual identify and process their feelings and perceptions related to their crisis.
No.
C is encouraging focus on coping and adapting strategies. So this is a way to help people who are dealing with a suicide crisis or a mental health crisis, and a better way of basically expressing themselves and trying to understand their feelings, because sometimes those feelings are very overwhelming, and not everybody know how to compound their feelings or express themselves the best way. Um, so um, a little backstory about me is growing up, I was bullied a lot. I was bullied all through elementary school, all through middle school. My first suicide attempt was at 10. Um, this one was mainly due to my sexual abuse trauma with men in my family. Um, my mom had an older son. I don't talk to his brother at all. I tried to forgive him. I couldn't forgive him. Um, but my mother's second oldest, my brother Ronald, I was about 8. It was my 8th birthday, and I just remembered him.
Cookie.
Shh.
I want cookie.
Shh. I just remembered him climbing on top of me, rubbing his genitals on my private area. From the corner of my eye, I can see my stepbrother in the doorway, and instead of him stepping in and intervening, he did nothing. Um, this is someone that was supposed to protect me, and I felt betrayed. Went downstairs like nothing happened. Sat down, ate McDonald's. I got like this little box thingy for my birthday. Smelled like everything was okay, like it was normal. Um, my second abuser was my stepbrother. He would come in my room late at night, just touch. Um, and it was just weird because it was like,
Can you have some cheese? Can you have some cheese?
um, that went on till I was about 10. Um, and I remember trying to hang myself. Um, and my stepfather was able to cut the wire off my neck before I went unconscious. My third abuser was my third stepfather, my mom's boyfriend for like 14 years. Um, that went on about till I was about 14. But it was just like really hard because the minute my family were supposed to protect me, and I felt like I was let down a lot. The first person I ever told about what was going on was my oldest son's father. Um, he's the first person I told. My mom, she had a lot of memory issues. She had seizures, and so her memory was very, very shaky. So even if I would talk to her, she would forget. So I just never talked to her about it. I talked to my siblings, mainly my older brother that passed away, Jamel. Um, my second time I tried to commit suicide, I was 12. Um, I wrote a note, gave it to one of my friends. They gave it to the school guidance counselor, and they contacted my mother, but it was just weird because my mom never got me help for it. So I just went through life battling depression on and off. Uh, I think it hit more when my mom died. Um, 3 years ago. You know, when people tell you when you go through grief, you go through all these type of emotions and the 5 stages of grief, and it's like you never really grieve. You never really learn how to grieve. You never really learn how to properly express those emotions. And for me, it was more like I isolated myself a lot. Um, hold on. You know, you never really learn how to properly grieve. But I do talk about my suicide attempt and my battle with my grieving, my depression. I do talk about it in the books that I write. Um, Writing has always been one of my biggest outlets. Uh, it's always helped me express myself where it's just fun. Writing can help a lot, especially when you don't know how to compartmentalize your emotions or when you're just having trouble expressing yourself to others or you don't feel like expressing yourself. It's always good to just write write things down. I write poems. I tell my stories through my poems. uh they're just like little notes kind of to myself that I wind up sharing with everyone else. um when you're when you're dealing with suicide and suicide prevention and mental health, just always pay attention. Pay attention to the little things people say and do. Notice when friends and family shut themselves away. Because sometimes that's what it feels like, that's just easier for them. They don't want to be a burden to people. They don't want to feel like they're overwhelming people with their problems. Be a listening ear at all times. Because just by listening to someone and their pain and what they're going through, you might be able to, save the person. Let them know that they're loved. Let them know that no matter what, that someone is there. Someone's always going to be in their corner. Someone is always going to be there, be right by their side, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a light at the end of this in the sky. Like there's a brighter day coming. There's different ways on just keeping them here for another day, keeping them here for another 20 years. They might look back and be like, I got through it. I got through it, and I can help somebody else get through it. Let them know that the people you leave behind will be the most devastated. You are truly a shining light in everybody's life, no matter what. Um, that it's just okay. You're going to be okay. There's always help. Some of the warning signs can be just about anything. They can be talking about they want to die or killing themselves if they have a plan. They're searching online. They're buying weapons. They're increasing their use of drugs and alcohol, erratic behaviors, sleeping too much or too little, the mood swings, the withdrawing. Signs can be different for everybody, but a way to support people is to be direct. Talk openly about it, ask questions, ask how they think about ending their lives. Do you have a plan? Have you taken any steps towards ending your life in the past 3 months? Like, just don't beat around the bush. Have those hard, extreme conversations with the person, a person that family member that you feel like might be suicidal or just acting strange. So, um, I did write a little poem. It's called "Hold On." The night seems endless, shadows thick with weight, but dawn awaits beyond the darkest skies. A spark of hope, through small, can guide our fate and lift the heavy burden from your eyes. September's whispers call with gentle care, a month to share, to speak, to understand. The fight within, too great for one to bear. Is lightning when we talk, when we take each other's hands. The storm will pass, the clouds will break away, for you are more than the pain, more than despair. There's a strength within, too great the day, a light within that always will be there. So hold on tight, you're not alone. You see, the world still waits to know what you can be. And I wrote it for Suicide Prevention Month. It is called Hold On. It will be in my next book that I am currently working on. I haven't got a title for that book yet. But the whole point of the poem is to let people know that with darkness come light. There's always hope. There's always a better way. They might not see it in the moment. They might not see it right then and there. But just them knowing they have a team, a support team, people that they can talk to, people that are willing to listen, people that are willing to ask those questions. Don't let your friends who smile the hardest, laugh the longest, go unnoticed, go unheard, because they hide pain. And with that pain, it can be a final decision that may shock a lot of people, but it might be a way for them to have peace at the end of all of this. Sometimes certain depths may be too hard for them to bear. Sometimes certain situations may to be too hard to overcome. You never know what traumas people have in their life for them to make that final decision. And especially with a lot of the not within just minority communities, but Hispanic communities, LGBT communities, a lot of the kids, a lot of the teens who are listening ear is not hard to listen. It's not easy to listen, But just having an open ear, open perspective for someone might change someone's life. It might just be what they need. Another topic that I find taboo amongst, I feel like, the minority community is secrets. It's things nobody want to talk about. Sexual abuse, that type of trauma can also lead to a lot of suicides because we're always taught what stays in the family, what happens in the house stays in the house. What happens with family stays a family, and sometimes you have to let those secrets out. Those you have to hold those people accountable at all times. You have to break the generational cycle, the generational curse, the generational trauma amongst just not your children, but the next generation. And people don't talk about the things that go on because they was always taught that it shouldn't leave the house. But it's time to take those hard conversations and those traumas and let them leave the house. Let these people tell their stories and let them listen. And stop being so afraid of what skeletons might fall out that closet. Let's learn how to love on each other, accept each other, no matter what. Don't go through life without letting people know that you love them, that you care about them, that you're always going to be in their corner, that they can always come to you when life seems tough, when life seems unfair, when they feel like the weight of the world is on their shoulders. Just let them know that there's someone there, that you're willing to listen, you're willing to be there through their hardest and darkest times. I feel like a real friend, family member is someone that's going to stand in your corner 10 toes through it all, just not when things are good. Even when things hit rock bottom, that they're going to be there. I feel like that's how you know someone really cares, is when they stand there and stand 10 toes down with you and they help you and pick you up at your lowest. They're cheering you on no matter what, whether it be good, you're hitting rock bottom, that there's someone there. Don't disappear on people when they hit their lowest because they need you. This is when you really got to show up and show out for them. Um, I had a friend who showed me at my lowest that she was never really my friend, and it was okay. I'm glad that I seen her for what she was, a snake. It opened my eyes a lot to how someone you considered family, someone you considered a sister, can just kick you while you down, while you're going through stuff. And it opened my eyes a lot. I'm like, okay, I see I can be there for you at your lowest, but the moment that I'm at my lowest and I'm grieving and I'm going through a lot, you're not there. And it's okay. I got over it. I didn't really care. We was no longer friends. It didn't matter. I had I have more friends. I have people that are in my corner at all times. People that let me know that they love me. People let me know that they're there. Do it all. People I can text, call. They pick up my phones. They answer my text messages, and they notice every little thing about me. When I'm sad, when my mood changes, when I'm just too quiet, when something is annoyed to me. Like they just notice everything about me. And those are friends. Those are friends that will get you out your bag, listen to you, give you some advice, tell you when you're acting crazy, tell them when you're just making dumb decisions. Like those are people that are appreciated and needed in the world. Because sometimes life gets tough, and sometimes you do need a friend not to coddle you, but to let you know that things are okay. And when you're just being outright drastic and you're not making the best decisions, but they're also there just to listen to your feelings and let you vent. And that's always needed too. Um, but I am going to, if you know someone or you might need to talk to someone or you're thinking about suicide, there's a 24-hour listening and support. If you call or text 988, there is someone that will pick up for you. There is someone there to help you. Um, and if you feel like the person is at the end of their truly about to harm themselves, call 911. Save a life, save a friend, save a family member. Life is so precious. It's not promised. So just love on your loved ones while they're here. Don't wait to tell the person you love them when they're in the casket. Don't be don't not give a person their flowers while they're alive. Don't ignore the signs. People turn to many outlets to ease their mental health struggles, to ease the demons, but depression and other mental health is not always a dark room, it's not always a dark corner, it's not always a person that is crying. This person gets up every day, this person can go to work every day, this person could be laughing, cooking dinner for their family, playing with their children. And one moment they're here, the next minute they're not. So don't always assume that depression and suicide is screaming your face, because it's not. I get up and laugh every day. I get up and smile because I force myself to do it. My children are my biggest motivation in life. But I'm a person that have my days. I have my days when I just don't feel like doing nothing. I have my days when I just don't want to get out of bed. But I force myself to do it. I put on a smile. I laugh. I giggle. But I struggle every day, like most people who battle with depression or any other mental health. Um, so just be there. Love them. Tell them that you love them. Show them that you love them. Show them how much you appreciate them. Let them know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel of all the darkness, of all their pain. Don't make a final decision because it affects everybody around you. And some people might understand. Some people might be like, they're at peace. Most people might just be angry that you did it. Some people might say mean things, but you're not a coward. You're not alone. And what some may understand, others may not. And it's okay. It's okay. But there is, like I said, light at the end of this tunnel. It's light at the end of all the darkness, all the pain. Don't feel like you're walking it alone. Don't feel like there's no one out there that's listening. Um, Even if you don't have friends or don't feel like you could trust people, you can contact me on Instagram. My Instagram is Mission of the Night 30. I definitely do answer my DMs. Don't be afraid to reach out. I'm a listening ear. I'm someone who struggles with it, with depression and other mental health illness. I am someone who have tried. So I do understand that life gets hard and life gets unbearable. Don't feel like that you don't have nobody. Got me. I'm always here to listen. I am certified in mental health, adult mental health certification, and substance abuse. If I feel like I can't help you or I feel like I can't talk you off that ledge, I will find someone that talk you off that ledge and I will get some help. But I am your first contact. Um, I will try to get you off that ledge. So I'm sending everyone who's battling with mental health, with suicide. I'm sending you light, love, and prayer. And I'm hoping that you watch this live and understand there are people who are out there that understands and can share in your pain and know what it's like to feel like you're alone. Even if you feel like it, sometimes there are people that are there that you're not aware of who are actually in your corner. Reach out to those people. Express yourself. Write it down. Talk about it. Just look for the light at the end of that tunnel. Don't let don't feel like the pain and the burden you share alone because you're not. You're not alone in none of this. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm Goddess of Kink. Like I said, there is a hotline 988. That's 24/7. Text or call. Someone is there to listen. Someone is there to be your friend. Even even so, Missions of the Night 30. You can definitely DM me. I am a friend. I am a listening ear. Trust me. Even if you want to just freaking phone call on Instagram to just cry, I will let you cry. I will let you vent. I will let you express yourself. And I will tell you it's okay not to be okay. It's okay. And I will talk you off that ledge and I'll let you know that I love you. I may not know you, but I love you. As you know, I'm a friend. So don't ever think that you're alone. Because people like me are out there, we're out there, we're willing to listen, we're willing to be friends, we're willing to be your support system. Thank you. Have a good night.